right, we're joined here by club captain Diego Chara. Thank you, Diego, for your time. We're going to open it up to questions in the room. We'll start with Alex.
Diego, you've been here the longest out of anybody currently at the club. You've seen hundreds of players, coaches, faces. How special of a person, and can you even put into words how special of a person is Felipe Mora?
It's really hard to get just one word to define Felipe Mora. Not just as a person, but as a player, you know. What I can say is a special person, a special player. We are going to miss him a lot, you know. But at the same time, we know this is a professional sport that happens sometimes. And then now just wish him the best.
Next.
Going on to tonight's result, that's 9 points from the 7 points from 9 of the last 3 games since coming back from the World Cup. Just what have you noticed among the team that has led to this change in fortune?
I think right now the team is very confident in our system. You know, trying to make things simple. And talking about the last 3 games, I think we showed that, you know, character, discipline on the field. And at the same time, I think our attacking players has been amazing, you know, effective. And that's so important for us.
Hey, Chara, congratulations on the win today. I want to ask you about yellow cards. I feel like at this point, they just look at you when you smile and go, oops, that's a yellow. So Wednesday and today, you both went in the book, and I just wanted to get your perspective on kind of how the calls have been going, the red card today, the yellows to you, if you can kind of just speak to that.
Yeah, sometimes it's really hard, more for me and my position, to get easy yellow cards. In my opinion, today, it wasn't a yellow card. But sometimes happens, you know. Fortunately, I can't have through the way to be smart, you know, and not get the second yellow card. And talking about the red card, I think was a clear, you know. And after that red card, I think it was a different game for us, you know. We can control the game. I think we create so much chances to score. And I think it's a very fair result at the end.
Right. This is a club in transition. Obviously, Marty's coming in, and things are way different from when you first signed or even earlier this year. But going back to Felipe, how brilliant is it? How good is it for the team and celebrating for you guys that at the end of this transition into a new manager, it's a guy who's one of the mainstays of the club who's scoring and bring you guys results while you guys are going through a change?
Yeah, I think talking about the transition is really hard for a team to adapt to the next coach in our situation, you know. And I mean, I say why special is Felipe, you know. Many great memories with him, playing the last 6 seasons together. But again, I mean, he did everything today, everything really good, scored 2 goals for us, win the game for us. Now he's going to get a different opportunity in life, in his career. And I think now the team is really, really focused what is coming next, and talking obviously about the next coach too.
Any other questions in English?
Diego, being here for so long, you've seen so many different games against Real Salt Lake in particular. Although they aren't quite on the level of a Seattle or a Vancouver or either of the LA teams, just what is your opinion of every single game that you've played against them in regards to just the way they battle? Like, do you see them as a kind of a rival?
I don't know if it's a true rival, because playing against Seattle is so special, not just for us as a players and for our club, but of the fans, you know, it's so different. With Real Salt Lake, we play really good games, you know. It's difficult team to play against, but I think it's not equal than playing against Seattle.
Chara, thank you for never leaving us. So. No, de verdad, gracias, porque es difícil dejar a un jugador tan querido, ¿verdad? Pero mi pregunta es, ¿qué tanto duele ver que Felipe se va y qué tanto dejó él para el club?
Totalmente, es muy, muy difícil ver una persona tan especial como Felipe, como jugador, todo el impacto que ha tenido alrededor de estos 6 años. Para mí, que tuve la oportunidad de estar con él los 6 años, ha sido grato verlo, más también por los momentos difíciles por los cuales pasó cuando tuvo la cirugía en la rodilla. Ver lo disciplinado que es, la persona guerrera que es muy difícil para nosotros dejarlo partir. Pero entendemos de que ese es el fútbol y eso a veces pasa. Ahorita es desearle lo mejor a él, darle gracias por todo lo que hizo en el club y bueno, seguir adelante.
Hola Capi, por acá Felipe Ramis para Conexión Deportiva. Le he preguntado al míster qué ha cambiado del míster pasado ahora, porque se ve los mismos jugadores jugando a un nivel incluso un poco más alto. Él no quiso decir mucho, claramente, pero tú en posición de capitán, de referente del club, quizás me puedas agregar un poquito más. ¿Qué ha cambiado? Porque estos últimos 3 partidos se ha visto un Portland Timbers en un nivel de playoff.
Ahora, yo creo que hemos hecho más énfasis en lo básico, volver a lo que es la organización, empezar desde una base organizada y desde ahí crear nuestros juegos. Yo creo que los jugadores que son importantes para nosotros en la creación de juego se sienten más libres y eso es muy importante. Lo vimos hoy que jugó Da Costa un buen partido, Belde, la libertad que sienten, yo creo que es un poco diferente a lo que se vivía al principio del campeonato.
All right, we're going to wrap it there. Thank you, Diego.